Welcome to the Automated Daily, Top News Edition. I'm your host, Trend Teller, and today, on the 11th of September, 2023, we're diving into the most pressing news stories from around the globe. From climate change to economic trends, geopolitical tensions, and health updates, we've got it all covered. So, let's get started. First up, we're looking at the climate crisis. 2023 is shaping up to be the hottest year ever recorded, with global temperatures soaring past the 1.5 degrees Celsius mark above pre-industrial levels for the first time. This is a significant overshoot of the target set by the Paris Agreement. The data, courtesy of Copernicus, a branch of the European Union space program, shows that we're not just breaking records, we're shattering them. The cause? A combination of El Niño and 3 consecutive La Niña years. And if you think this year is hot, brace yourself for 2024, which is predicted to be even warmer. Moving on to the world of finance, property shares in China are taking a hit, with new home sales in major cities plummeting by 50% in the first week of September. Country Garden, China's largest private developer, is feeling the heat as it faces a new round of voting by creditors to avoid default. Tech shares are also underperforming, with Alibaba's outgoing CEO stepping away from the cloud business. Meanwhile, in Europe, all eyes are on monetary policy, with key announcements expected from the ECB and Bank of England. Speaking of money, let's talk about the U.S. national debt, which is currently hovering around the $33 trillion mark. While debt can be a useful tool during emergencies, some economists are raising red flags about the U.S. debt to GDP ratio, which is nearly at 100%. This could indicate potential difficulties in paying off the debt, especially when interest rates are high. Turning to geopolitical tensions, China has ramped up its military activity around Taiwan, sending a carrier strike group and dozens of warplanes into the region. This follows accusations from Beijing that the US and Canada are inciting conflict by sailing through the Taiwan Strait. The increased activity could be a sign of new training exercises targeting Taiwan. In the tech world, Google is gearing up for a landmark antitrust trial brought by the U.S. Justice Department. The case accuses Google of monopolizing the online search space and could have significant implications for the industry's monopolies and how millions of Americans access and use the internet. Down under, Australians have 1 week left to enroll for the Indigenous Voice to Parliament referendum. This permanent body will represent First Nations people and advise the government on policies and laws that affect their lives. Turning to health news, a new study has found an 80% increase in global cancer cases among people aged 14 to 49 between 1990 and 2019. The study predicts a further 31% rise by 2030. Lifestyle changes can significantly reduce these risks, and early detection is crucial for successful treatment. In environmental news, a report commissioned by the Cadia gold mine in Central West NSW has confirmed that lead matching the mine's ore has been found in the rainwater tanks of residents in the Orange District. This contradicts earlier communications by the mine, which denied any connection between the mine and the lead contamination. Finally, the G20 member states, responsible for 80% of global greenhouse gas emissions, have committed to achieving net zero emissions by mid-century. However, they also noted that the efforts to address climate change are still insufficient. The declaration emphasized the need for climate finance to support developing countries in implementing their climate goals. Asian markets are expected to open nervously as concerns grow about last week's equity sell-off and tightening financial conditions. The upcoming week will see a heavy release of economic data from China, including indicators such as money supply, loan growth, retail sales, and industrial production. And that's a wrap for today's edition of the Automated Daily. I'm Trend Teller, and I'll be back tomorrow with more top news stories. Until then, stay informed and stay safe.